Alright everyone, I'm going to do another quick log today of some game development. So my first log, you'll remember, was very focused on almost a first-person environment, first-person shooter type world. And I built that up. I was sort of working on that, and I was, going forward, learning a lot of mechanics that are going to help going forward. But there were a couple problems that arose. The first one was I updated the Unity version to a different version, and that led to some problems later on using stuff. Now I could have restored where I was at or things like that, but as I was thinking about things, I sort of realized this is good. It's helpful for me to learn a few things, but it's not what we're trying to go with. It's not what I'm trying to build. What we're trying to build is something that's more of a third-person world, a third-person design, and so I've opted for something else, and I basically from the ground up restarted things, rebuilt things, and was going from there. Now, because of such, I decided, I'm going to go try something else. I'm going to do this, and so I went, and I've been spending a bunch of time learning from Unity3d College here. Their videos on the building a third-person shooter. So you'll see a lot of elements that are similar between their build and my build here, as I'm, building some things, learning some things that are new to me to be able to apply. And then as we go forward, I'm going to start building this system for a sandbox for our third-person game that we're looking at. And there's a lot of things that we're still discussing, we're still planning. There's nothing set concrete in stone, so I can't say what it is we're building or where we're going to go with it. We know we want to do it. We've got some fantastic ideas, but there's a lot of design aspects that we're still working out amongst the four of us to determine where we want to go with it. That being said, I want to kind of, get an advantage, get a head start on learning the mechanics, learning how to build this, so that when we do get to that point, it's just a matter of creating the assets and putting them into the world, putting them into the game, as opposed to having to build everything from the ground up again. So, as of right now, you're going to see a lot of things that are taken from this video, these courses, as well as, applied in my own way. And things are going to evolve greatly as we go forward. So there's nothing set in stone right now. But I wanted to give this sort of quick video introduction to where we're going, what's going on in this project. I know Matt has been still working at Kart Racer and has been doing a fantastic job getting some further creation, further development going on that project, and that one's going to be a great starting project in creating a 2D world and a game that can be readily available, just for fun and for use kind of thing. It was a great idea. Originally, it was going to be a game that was kind of to help us build some of the assets and aspects of the game that I'm working on here. But as we discuss things, we may change things around a bit more. So again, like I said, we will be seeing this game change greatly. However, I do want to get the core gameplay mechanics and understanding done, so that when it gets to that point, I can spend the greater portion of my time actually tweaking and making a fun game, as opposed to just building from the ground up later. So anyway, as such, I just wanted to give you a little view of what I've got going right now. Now, right now, it's pretty basic. I've just got this basic terrain. I haven't done a lot of crazy stuff with it because right now it's just testing. It's just, getting something available that I can then build off of for now. I've just got a basic, skybox that I got from the Unity asset store here. This particular one is called this Simple Cumulus asset store asset. So if you're interested in it, it's just a simple cartoony asset world skybox. I've got it in there basically because it was originally planned this would be sort of Toon-like. Again, lots of things can change, so we'll see. Anyway, so that's what I've got, and then I've also got this basic Toon Soldier demo, which I got off the asset store, as well as some of the animations. However, I also got some animations off of mixamo.com. So I'm sure many animators have used this before, so it's a great asset source for creating your or getting animations. So I just borrowed it for some of these things as well. And you'll see there's a variety of things that I've done and applied here. Now, sort of zooming in a little over here, let's see if I can really get in close. You'll see that originally my base texture for the terrain is in fact that paper sort of world here. And the idea was this is going to be a very paper world game. Now, it's been overcovered by some other terrain layers that I've thrown in here, such as these rocks and a normal map for them. This was me sort of toying around with, okay, well, how could I do terrain layers to still keep that paper world but have some more? And as you see in some of these areas where the opacity is thinner, you can still see the lines here as well. I think ultimately we're going to have to create our own textures overall to make it work the way that I would want it to. But it was a fun way to sort of mess with things. I got a general idea on what I'm doing there. As of right now, I've got the character in here. I've got a point of fire, which honestly I don't think I need anymore where I'm at. But I've got the muzzle flash coming out of here. If you look in the game window, you'll see I've got a crosshair reticule in the center of this canvas. I got two images that build up that reticule. When I shoot, you'll see in a minute, it shoots straight from the camera center as opposed from the character, which is what you want in a third-person shooter type game. So that's going to work out that way. And then I've got the character basically just basic movement and shoot right now. No extreme camera controls, anything special here. These right here are just little enemy pods. They're very basic. They don't move. They don't do anything. They have a health script on them that takes damage. So, I mean, if you look at it here, this health script, it's got 5 health. Each shot is 1 damage. Once it gets to 0, they die or they disappear. So very basic stuff here. Right now, it's going to get more and more complex as we go forward. And then once we get just the basic build, then I'm going to play. At that point, we're going to play. We're going to make some fun stuff. We're going to create some interesting mechanics that will make things even better for this type of game. And hopefully start getting some design elements that I can jump into Blender and build some different character meshes and things like that to play the part. So anyway, just a quick little overview, and I'll show you kind of how it works here. So we'll click play, and you'll watch as, okay, so here's my character. He's moving backwards, basic movement backwards. If I pull it all the way back, he just goes a very general speed. If I run him forward, you know, he's got the run mechanic here. Camera follows him as I turn, keeping that shot in the center. I've also got it built so I can use my Xbox One controller here, which is great. And then if I shoot, you'll see it's going to draw that line. That's just a debug line that I've got drawn to just sort of show where it's shooting from and where it's shooting to help me as I mess around with things. But okay, we'll shoot this guy. 4, 5, he's dead. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's dead. 1, 2, that one missed. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, yep, it's just some basic stuff for right now. There's a lot more that I want to build into it, add to it, but you can sort of see the general idea, the general world I've got going on. This is just a sandbox even then, so it's just going to be a basic, here's where I'm testing everything. But as we get forward, we'll see more. Now, if you look at the game screen down below here, you'll notice what I like is going on. This is kind of more the aesthetic that I want to get back to, or I want to have, where it looks like a paper world. It's got some design elements. You can see some of the rock, but I still want the paper to stand out. And that's where we're going to probably need to build our own textures to do that. Anyway, feel free to let us know what you think. Give us some ideas if you have some. Those of you other indie developers out there, you know, we want to be able to make some things here and make some fun games. So feel free to reach out, let us know. and we hope to be able to get this going even more soon. Okay, thanks guys.